Derrick Lewis has had an interesting career. Now, he is very marketable. He's a character. He was near the top with his interim title fight with Cyril Gane, but then he really went over the edge. The Taito Vasa match was the one that really kind of showed that he's not quite there. So for the past few fights, up until last time he fought, he has been lacking, for lack of a better term. Now, he did face down the top 15, right? Number 15. He didn't have too much of an impressive resume. I mean, he's fought a bunch of non ranks, but he didn't really have an established name in the rankings of the heavyweight division. And Derek Lewis threw a flying knee and closed the show pretty soon. And you know what? Good for Derek Lewis. But is he going to be able to do the same thing against Jailton Almeida? Now, Jailton has had like two fights in the UFC, one against a heavily ranked Rosenstrike, very established fighter. And he just takes him down to the ground in the first round, throws ground and pound, forces him to give up his back, and chokes him out. That is a heavyweight who can utilize jiu-jitsu in the way it's supposed to be utilized in MMA. Because Jailton is definitely a savage grappler. This isn't so much about Jailton versus Derek Lewis. This is about Derek Lewis versus jiu-jitsu. Because as Derek Lewis stated on a tweet that went viral, and you have a lot of videos where he shows what's up, he says, guys, jiu-jitsu's not real. Just stand up. Now, if you want to look in a sense where sometimes jiu-jitsu is marketed as the end-all be-all, can take the scrawniest person and make him a total stud, right? You have to gain some strength to be able to really make your jiu-jitsu a threat. And that's just the reality with every other martial art. I'm pretty sure if Francis Ngannou wanted to, he could get his black belt in jiu-jitsu because he's just a savage specimen of a human being. Is there anything wrong with that? No. But it is about toughness at the end of the day. And Jailton Almeida has the jiu-jitsu technique, and he definitely has the strength, the ability. And I think Jailton's actually going to make Derek Lewis eat his words about jiu-jitsu, because I don't think Derek Lewis is going to be able to just stand up with this one. Derek is going to either have to keep the fight on the ground, which is going to be really hard because if you have the right takedown, you can bring him down pretty easily if you're on that level, and Jailton's on that level. So if I could make a prediction right now, I would have to say Jailton. If it goes to the ground, it's definitely going to be Jailton because Derek Lewis is not going to just stand up. And since Derek Lewis has won one fight in the past five or so that he's fought, um, as much as I think he's a character in the UFC, I think his prime fighting years are starting to slip out. And I'm going to have Jailton probably winning by submission in the first or second round, unless Derek is able to catch him on the way down, just like he did to Blades. But once the world sees that one unmasked takedown can cause, an upset like Blades versus Lewis, I think that Jalton's going to mix in his strikes and then go for a takedown when Derek Lewis can't just launch an uppercut. But that's what I got to say about that. I will see you guys when we talk about this card later. But until then, time to watch some fights. Let's go, Jailton. I got Jailton Almeida by first round submission.